So, welcome to GenCFO Talks. Good afternoon if you're watching this live, or good morning, good evening if you're watching this on catch up. Very pleased to have you here today. GenCFO Talks are all about this role revolution that's happening, and I'm super keen to dig into all of the detail on time to value, accelerating finance with automation. Lots of buzzwords that we're going to pick into with a fantastic panel. Now, GenCFO Talks is not meant to be, a boring leadership lecture or a best practice pitch or a demo or anything like that. It is a warts and all conversation to help us all kind of make a change. And as I said, be part of this, what I see as a role revolution in finance. Now, if you are here live, then please get involved. Otherwise, you could just see this on catch up. The lots of different ways to do this. The first way is to start using chat. And I've got a question for you in a minute. So get your fingers ready for the chat functionality. That's just chatting amongst yourselves, commenting on what the speakers are talking about. Secondly, make sure that you use the reaction buttons. It's always nice to sort of see the reaction buttons. And just so that you know, this is being recorded. So if you do want to refer back to it or share it with people, then you will be able to find that on our community. Now, look, this is a sponsored event today, and we don't do these things without our sponsors and without our partners, and we definitely can't make transformational change without great technology providers. And today is sponsored by NetSuite. NetSuite automate core processes, provide real-time visibility into operational and financial performance, which is what we're going to talk about today, giving clearer visibility of data and complete control of your business. And maybe we should be talking to Elon Musk about this as well, because it's true. He actually was in the White House this week moaning about the poor process of the payments department in the US government. Anyway, we might come onto that in a minute, but I just want to scene set today. So today's session is all about accelerating finance with automation, everything that Elon Musk was talking about, actually. And do check it out. It's quite a good clip. Accounting just got cool. But what are we trying to accelerate? The world's gone mad for AI, buzzwords. Now we've got sort of agentic AI, narrow AI apps. But in a time poor world, what are we focusing on, and where's the value? What value are we rushing to create? And, is there a trade-off between the amount of time that we put into things and the value that we get? And can we even measure value actually in reality? So with so much sort of promise and potential, why aren't finance teams jumping at automation? Really big questions that we're going to discuss with an absolutely fantastic panel today. And it's at this point that the panel is going to appear as if by magic. First of all, we have Stephen Sutcliffe, who's the Director of Finance and Accounting from NHS Shared Business Services. We have Sabrina Castiglione, who's CFO from Omnea. And we have Thomas Sutter, who's Industry Director from Finance and Global Solutions at Oracle NetSuite. So welcome, team. Good afternoon. I suppose the first question is, did you see Mr. Musk in action this week? But the second question is going to be to Sabrina, just on that point that I made at the end. Finance leaders are going to be sort of looking at this stuff like everybody else. They're under pressure to provide, real-time insights. The business wants more, but there is a reality around this that a lot of people are still stuck in manual process. So why aren't we jumping on automation? Why is it still not a priority for finance teams?
Hi, it's lovely to be here. Thanks for having me. I think it's a great question, and I think there are two really key parts to answering that. And I think one of the reasons that a lot of finance teams leave it and kick the can down the line to automate is this thought that automation is a one-time thing that you do and then it's done. And that also, in terms of how you think about it psychologically, that builds it up to be one massive project that you never ever have time for. The reality of like modern tools and modern tech stacks and modern software is like these are processes of continuous improvement. As businesses change and adapt to, some of the new technologies that come out of things like AI and the impacts that that's having on all of our businesses, processes within a business are going to change in response to the new needs of the business. So automation isn't something that you do and then it's done and it's one big huge project. It's a process and a journey of continuous improvement. But I think building it up to be one big project means that no one ever has time for it and leaves it until, really late. For that hypothetical quiet period that never quite seems to come around.
Excellent.
And the
Excellent.
hard thing is that these are things that get harder to get started with over time. So my one piece of advice is that, each time you're doing something or touching a process or going through month end, pick one thing to start making a bit better, to get into a better shape, to start moving in the direction of automation. And think of it as a journey where there's a destination that you might never get to, and the destination might continue to change, but to start kind of moving along that path.
Perfect. Perfect. Great opener. Great opener. Lots of bits to pull apart there over the next 40 odd minutes. Thomas, I'm really interested in your perspective. You have been within finance, core finance and FD, and now you're working at a technology company and providing the solutions to it. Why isn't it a priority? You've been on both sides of the fence.
Sure. And sort of continuing with Sabrina said, it's this continuous improvement. But the reason why it's not a priority is because a lot of businesses don't even have the right foundation. So you need the foundation in technology, processes, and people. You need all three. And if you want to think of a fourth, you could think of data that actually is involving all three of those. But you need to get a good foundation because no matter what technology, process, people you have in place, you're always going to do, just like Sabrina said, you're going to make improvements constantly, whether it's automation, whether it's the visibility, the efficiency, anything like that. Everything's going to try to be going the same way. The problem is if you don't have that good foundation, it's really hard, takes a lot of time and effort just to get a little bit of better automation. And so that's the reason why. So when you say, why is it not a priority? It's because it takes too much time and effort to get that little bit of benefit until you literally get the foundation right first.
Excellent, excellent. And Stephen, you're actually doing this. Do you recognize what Thomas and Sabrina are saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly, Sabrina, that philosophy of continuous improvement and not making this a massive thing of we must automate absolutely everything. Get on the bus, start that continuous improvement journey, and start to look at automation. I mean, for me, change. If you look at the change curve and what is the burning platform, and how do finance professionals describe what that burning platform is? And I can see the burning platform and the benefits, but some can't. So how do we help in that burning platform piece?